Welcome to the Board of Commissioners General Session Agenda for May 5th, 2026. If you would please remember to mute your devices. And we will begin this morning's meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Commissioner Boyce.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Commissioner Crowley should be joining us momentarily. Each May, we celebrate Older Americans Month. I, for one, am a member of that august body. First established in 1963 to honor the contributions of older adults and reaffirm our commitment to supporting them. This year's theme, Champion Your Youth, highlights prevention and wellness and the importance of strong communities in healthy aging. The Franklin County Office on Aging, that's exactly what we do. Through programs like Senior Options, Caregiver Support, and Home Repair, we help residents stay independent and engaged. Our Aging Forward agenda continues that work, strengthening services and improving access as our population grows. To our older adults, thank you. Thank you for your wisdom and your continued role in strengthening our community. So for more information about our adult population, franklincounty.ohio.gov/aging. Happy Older Americans Month, everybody. All right, let's begin this morning with...
Happy Older Americans Month to you, Commissioner O'Grady.
Hey, look,
Really,
I embrace
really,
I embrace my age.
this is,
I definitely feel like an older American, an older Ohio and an older Franklin County resident. I don't act it. Anybody that's around me knows I do not act my age, never have.
You act older or younger?
I still act like a 12-year-old most of the time. I feel it all the time, including my new torn rotator cuff. I was having a conversation with, and my sling that I brought with me today for when my shoulder starts to bother me. And everybody says, "What'd you do to your shoulder? How'd you hurt your shoulder?" I said, "I just got old. I just got old."
Lifted a cup of coffee.
That's right. That's right. But I definitely feel much older than my age, but I definitely don't ever act my age. My wife, on the other hand, looks young and beautiful and acts way older than me.
Yeah, you married up for sure.
Yeah, I definitely married up.
Definitely.
So age is in the eye and mind of the beholder. So, but everybody who knows me knows I never act my age, but I definitely look my age, and I definitely feel my age. That's for sure.
well, I will just add, though, President O'Grady, that a couple of things. One, I really appreciate one of the things that you all don't know about Commissioner O'Grady is he's had his own life experience with health that's pretty public. So I'm not saying anything that's not. But I think being an advocate for others as they age is something that you should be acknowledged for. And I think we all should be thoughtful about. And that's why I know I don't see Director Wingo here, but that's why we're really trying to build, the county is trying to build a plan and strategy around how we can support our seniors in this community in a different way. And it's not just services. Sometimes it's logistics. Sometimes it is supplementing certain aspects of their life the best we can. And so I think in all seriousness, I didn't realize it was Older Americans Month until you just said it, honestly, the other agenda. But I'm gonna make the pledge to do something for an older American, just something nice and something special. And the person I'm gonna choose is my mom, but it could be anybody, And so I challenge us all to find that older American and just do something nice. It can be even anonymous. And maybe they'll find a cup of Starbucks coffee on their desk or on their porch, or maybe it's just a nice message to them. And so I challenge everybody to find an older American and say something nice this week to them. So,
Good morning, Commissioner. When we that's great stuff, Commissioner. And when we think about Franklin County, oftentimes we think about the populations that we serve in the the underserved population, underserved residents of Franklin County. And when I think about the Department of Aging, certainly we do serve those that are most in need in Franklin County, but this department in particular serves all of Franklin County. You don't have to be, for a lot of our agencies, you don't have to be those that are most in need or those that are the most needy in our community for all of our agencies. But this particular agency, all you have to be is of a certain age. The Department of Aging serves all of our residents across Franklin County, and you simply have to be of a certain age, and simply have to be looking for some assistance. And so no matter who you are, no matter where you are, if you need something, the Department of Aging is there and ready to serve older residents of Franklin County. So please be ready to reach out, and our folks are ready to be there to help you.
May I?
Please.
President O'Grady, and if you all mentioned it, I apologize as I just walked in. But as we think about Older Americans Month, as well as May being Mental Health Awareness Month, I just always want to lift up the fact that our aging population often feels left behind or out of the conversation as it relates to substance use or mental health challenges when it comes to like isolation and things of that nature. And so as we think about their health and healthy aging, I just want to make sure that we don't forget those who, struggle with whether it's making sure they take their prescriptions on time or a healthy dose, or making sure that they have access to community so they can be engaged with others, so they don't feel alone, especially if they don't have family or anything like that. So I just wanted to bring, as like I said, it is Mental Health Awareness Month, but as well as Older Americans Month, lift those two things up together.
Great. So if you have a neighbor, no matter where you live in the county, if you have a neighbor that needs rides to a doctor's appointment, or if you have somebody that's looking for a medical device or can't find a medical device, or whatever it is, if you have someone in your family, or you have a neighbor, or you have somebody who is in need and they are of a certain age, have them reach out. So, please.
Kenneth Wilson, County Administrator. On the note of doing something nice for a senior, on May 21st is our annual Senior Day at the Clippers. So if you know someone that's 60 or over that would be interested in a box lunch and attending a ball game, they could call 614-525-6200 in order to participate and be a part of Franklin County Senior Options Day at Huntington Park.
Great, thank you, Administrator Wilson. Before we start, I just got a text message before we start off with the county prosecutor this morning. My youngest daughter, my 18-year-old, voted for the first time this morning. So happy Election Day to everybody. Yeah, she got the same response when she voted. They told her when she went in, they announced to everybody in the room that she was a first-time voter, and she got applause from everybody in the room. But happy Election Day to everybody, and don't forget to get out and vote today. So, all right, let's start with the prosecuting attorney this morning.
Resolution number 27426, resolution authorizing the application to the Department of Justice for a grant related to funding in support of the Conviction Integrity Unit, and to authorize the county administrator to accept the grant award.
Good morning, Commissioner. Janine Hummer, First Assistant, representing Prosecutor Favor, Franklin County Prosecutor. And I'm proud to say I am an older American, and I like Starbucks, dark roast. I would take skim milk or 2%, either works. I'm on the 13th floor, and my favorite color is navy blue. I love lilies, and any other information, just text me. Today you have before you a resolution that would authorize both the application and grant agreement for our very proud CIU unit. If you recall, in 2022, this Board of Commissioners approved by resolution the original application and grant agreement that authorized the funding for the CIU unit. We received those funds, we were awarded those funds, and this unit is up and running. We, even though the commissioners committed to continuing their funding of this unit, we have not stopped finding other ways to fund this unit, not relying on those general fund dollars. Our hope is that this application is approved and we can continue funding this unit through these grant dollars. This is good work. We continue to have a prosecutor that is completely all in for the work this unit is doing, and we'd ask for your approval pending any questions.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 27426.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Thank you. Resolution 27426 has been adopted.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, to the Franklin County Data Center.
Resolution 27526, resolution authorizing a contract with CDW Government LLC for the provision of professional services for on-demand project support and scheduled maintenance in the amount of $100,000.
Good morning, Commissioners and County Administration. Renee Rupel, Financial Services Manager for the Data Center. CDW is the largest value-added IT reseller in the U.S. and a valued county partner. This resolution allows for the county to move quickly on vital technology services by having agreed upon terms and conditions. Each need will have a statement of work submitted and provided to the purchasing and prosecuting attorney offices for review and incorporation into this not-to-exceed contract. And this resolution also allows for Administrator Wilson to execute future documents following approval to form. Pending any questions, I respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 27526.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes,
Resolution 27526 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you. All right, let's move on to economic development and planning, please.
Resolution number 27626, resolution authorizing the county administrator to execute an agreement with the Greater Columbus Convention and Visitors Bureau Incorporated to promote Franklin County as a tourism destination in the amount of $3,525,000.
Good morning, Commissioners and County Administration. Harrison Zeller, Economic Development and Planning Administrator at EDP. This resolution seeks your approval of the 2026 Greater Columbus Convention and Visitors Bureau doing business as Experience Columbus to market and promote the Columbus and Franklin County destination experience to visitors. This term will be from January 1st to December 31st, 2026, and this agreement will be processed through the Unigrants grant system. Under the terms of this agreement, Experience Columbus will deliver an aggressive integrated convention sales and marketing plan, an aggressive and integrated leisure tourism sales and marketing program targeted to group tour planners and operators with a focus on new products and itineraries for niche and diverse markets. We'll also provide support to the Sports Commission's comprehensive guest services programs, including but not limited to street banners, volunteer apparel and training, promotions and marketing for major sports events in 2026. And lastly, an aggressive integrated regional and national destination marketing campaign using the website as a primary call to action. With us today, we have Brian Ross, President and CEO of Experience Columbus, to share some remarks and accomplishments.
Thank you. Am I supposed to wait for the walk-up music, or?
It doesn't come wherever you go.
No
man.
block,
Sorry, yeah.
no block party today?
Only at the.
All right, I'm
the
kind of
county.
bummed out here.
Yeah.
I heard you walked up to Eminem.
One shot, maybe. All right. Good morning, Franklin County. Thank you, President O'Grady, Commissioner Boyce, Commissioner Crawley, County Administrator Ken Wilson, and the entire county administration for having me here today. I'm Brian Ross, President and CEO of Experience Columbus, the destination marketing organization for the Columbus region. We're proud to be celebrating 85 years, so I guess that makes us senior. So we'll be working through that. Throughout our history, our mission has been to attract visitors to Central Ohio and market the best of our region to the world. Our industry is thriving and is vital to Central Ohio's economy. Annually, visitors make more than 53 million trips to Greater Columbus for conventions, trade shows, sporting events, and leisure visits, spending $8.2 billion and supporting more than 82,000 jobs, or 1 in every 13 jobs in Franklin County. And 90% of that $8.2 billion is new money into our community. It comes from 50 miles or more outside of Columbus and stays right here in Columbus. Later this summer, we will be announcing updated visitor data. We look forward to sharing those new insights with you. Investing in tourism delivers an incredible return. For every dollar invested in Experience Columbus, $14 goes back to the community. So on behalf of the entire industry, thank you for your ongoing support. Today, I'd like to share a few recent highlights and look ahead to some of our top priorities this year. In February, we opened the Columbus Welcome Center in the Short North Arts District. This space will serve as a community gathering spot, a place for visitors and residents to get information about everything going on in Central Ohio. Purchase souvenirs, enjoy various activations and pop-ups, and a location where Experience Columbus will record its Yes Columbus podcast. If you haven't already been, we do encourage you to come very soon. Maybe this Saturday during Hops on High, 12 to 8, big window there. Another highlight from the first quarter was Netflix Love is Blind, which featured Columbus for the 10th season. We leveraged the global spotlight by creating community-wide watch parties, special events with the cast, and more. On the meeting side, we have welcomed 102 conventions, trade shows, meeting events, and sporting events just in the first quarter of this year. These groups represent $105 million in direct visitor spending and brought in over 350,000 attendees. Some of these groups, like the Arnold Sports Festival, which celebrated its 38th year this year. The International Studies Association, which brought together more than 3,000 people from 84 countries around the world. And Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, which was recently in town for the Great Lakes Regional Conference. I believe that was 2 weekends ago. Mm-hmm. Yep. As we look ahead to the rest of the year, there's so much to be excited about. Through our summer campaign and festival season, we will welcome hundreds of thousands of visitors across the country for events like the Columbus Arts Festival, Stonewall Columbus Pride, Sebus Soul Fest, and so many others. We're also taking part in statewide celebrations for America's 250th anniversary, and we will host hundreds of other conventions and sporting events, driving visitation throughout the rest of the year. Now, it's my pleasure to introduce Linda Logan, CEO and President of the Greater Columbus Sports Commission, to share more about what's going on in sports tourism.
All right. Hello. I enjoyed the walk-up music also. Well, thank you, Brian, and thank you, President O'Grady, Commissioners Boyce and Crawley, Administrator Wilson, and the rest of the team here at Franklin County. It's always great to be here. I feel like I've been here a lot lately. Right?
I would say so, yeah.
We
Always
work
good to see
alongside Experience Columbus in advancing the local travel economy. Our mission is to rally Columbus to compete and win sporting events, providing a singular athlete and fan experience and positively impacting our image, economy, and lifestyle. Along with Experience Columbus, we are so grateful for the county's investment in our organization, plural, and our industry. Before we celebrate all that's happened in sports tourism this year so far, there has been so much to celebrate looking back. Last year, we hosted more than 100 sporting events that brought thousands of fans and participants and families to Greater Columbus. They generated an estimated $140 million in direct visitor spending. Major moments included the NHL Stadium Series, Stonewall's National Tournament, and the Teams Conference that brought in 1,300 sports tourism experts, including 400 potential customers that we hope will book our business here in Columbus. We continue to host our 2 signature community events, our Community Youth Camp and the Community Cup that has set records with teams and participants. While this year is just getting started, it's already been a major one for sports. In January, we launched the Women's Final Four logo, and the countdown is officially on for hosting next April. In March, we celebrated the news that Columbus will host LA 28's Olympic soccer matches in 2028 in Columbus, making the first official Olympic game competitions in Ohio. We also launched the brand for the community-wide initiative to make Columbus one of the nation's capitals for girls and women in sports, Ignite Her Columbus, with Mayor Ginther and First Lady Shannon Ginther. And speaking of growing women's sports, we appreciate all the community efforts to be selected as the 18th home team for the NWSL that will start in 2028. With 2 professional women's sports teams, we can join the ranks of being one of the top cities in the country for women's professional sports with our Columbus Fury and our new soccer team. As we look ahead for the rest of the year, we are celebrating the year of golf as the Memorial Tournament will celebrate its 50th anniversary, and then also we will host the U.S. Senior Open in July. We also are supporting dozens of other events, including the NWSL Challenge Cup in June and the Gay Softball World Series in August. And of course, we'll be rallying the community all year long as we get ready for 2027 to host the Women's Final Four in April and the NCAA Division I's Volleyball Championships next December. So thank you for your continued investment in Greater Columbus Sports Commission and for helping us earn the national recognition of being one of the top cities in America for hosting sporting events. So thank you so much. We could not do it without you.
Thank you very much for those remarks. Pending any questions, I respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
President O'Grady? One, I just wanted to make sure that as we pass this resolution, folks realize what's happening in Central Ohio. I know you've heard me say before, you know, you just can't go anywhere without seeing orange barrels on the streets or cranes in the sky, but it's really deeper than that. You know, the census is projecting that by 2050, over 3 million people will live in Central Ohio. Even when you look at the trajectory of the metropolitan area for Central Ohio right now, the 10-county region, and about 2.3 million people live here now. Embedded in that are all of the things that go with that, you know, public transit questions, employment and job opportunities, but we can see those happening with the large companies that are staking claim right here. But you can build all of that, and if you leave certain aspects out, it will detract from that growth. And I really believe that what you all do, both Linda and Brian, what you represent respectively, are very important components to the growth trajectory of Central Ohio. And in many ways, you may not realize it, but you're pilgrims or folks who are at the core of that growth, and you know, you represent a sector or a segment of this that matters significantly. And I would say the same thing to the folks in our creative community. I would say the same thing to the folks in our culinary community. All of those are aspects that are going to define what Central Ohio is like 20 years from now. And I mean, you know, you think 2050, that's not that far away. I mean, it really isn't. It'll be, I mean, when we were doing with the year 2000, it's 2026 now, and it's like, that was yesterday. And so you think about what 25 years from now will be like. And so as commissioners, and elected officials, we're tasked with the idea of investing resources that enhance that and make it good for everybody. And that's always a challenge. There's always a limited pool of money. I've been told that somewhere there's a money printing machine around. We haven't found it. But that being said, it's important investments like this that will make that year 2050 that great Central Ohio that we're all striving to make it. And, you know, the best place in America to live, work, and raise your family. And I really think we're getting close. I think the pieces are there, and now we just have to do the work. And so congratulations once again on a very successful visitors and convention season. Our sports, our trajectory has to be quite angled up, you know. And I don't know what that looks like. I'd love to see, you know, one of those charts that show, you know, how we've progressed over the years. And there was a time when we couldn't even think about a women's Final Four. We were just not in the conversation. Today, not only do we host it, but we host it well. You know, I can remember a time when, you know, we had like 1 or 2 hotels downtown, like full-service hotels downtown. And now we've got an entire hotel community and landscape that is continuing to grow. And so all of those things are pieces that make Central Ohio great. So anyways, I just want to say that because some people would think, you know, what are we making this investment in? But this is that kind of investment where the ROI is very clear and clean and important. So, so it's a very good resolution, once again.
Thank you, Commissioner.
May I, President O'Grady? Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner Boyce, for your remarks. I mean, you summed it up well. I want to thank you, Brian and Linda, for all that you do. You make it look easy, but I know it's not. Like, you know, pitching for different conventions to come here and, you know, having to talk to people over and over again and always putting on display all the things that are great about Columbus and Franklin County and why this is a great place for people to live, work, and play, but why you should come here and, you know, whether it's for conventions or for sports or games, like this is where you want to be. And I'll just talk about Alpha Kappa Alpha's convention, our 95th regional Great Lakes convention. It was great having people here from all over, not just those who were in the region, but sorority sisters who came from other places and had a really wonderful time here. Or even those that are right down the road in Dayton got to experience Columbus a little bit differently than they normally do and have heard nothing but really great reviews. I know they partnered with Experience Columbus to curate something memorable, and I am hearing that it was one of the best. And so thank you all for everything that you did to make this a wonderful experience. But that's who you are, right? That's what you do. This is in day in and day out, is to make sure that the people here who live here experiences something new about their community, but also those who come here, that they have something that's memorable and they could tell their family and friends about and make sure that they come here too. So I just want to say kudos to you all. Congratulations on a successful year. Thank you for always highlighting the return on investment and why this matters, because it then allows us to do other things for the community when people come here and spend their money and stay in our hotels. And so, yeah, I know that you're just going to, this year and next year, you're just going to top what you did last year. And so I'm looking forward to the partnership.
So, over the years, you know, we've come a long way in economic development and the investments that we've made in economic development, but also in the investments that we've made with Experience Columbus and with the Greater Columbus Sports Commission. So when, you know, when I first got here, when we began making these investments, you know, sometimes the decisions about what we wanted to invest in weren't the easiest decisions, but they've become clearer over time. We've gotten, throughout the years, we've gotten plenty of criticism for investments that we've made. Never gotten criticism for making investments in Experience Columbus. But, you know, there have been difficult decisions sometimes.
Don't tell Brian that.
Well,
You gotta make him feel like we, you know.
I wasn't finished. I wasn't finished. Sometimes the decisions have been difficult. Sometimes the dollar amounts have been difficult. But the return on the investment has always been worthwhile in this particular area. And I have said for years and years that the investment that we make, in particular in sports, has been a fantastic investment. All of these are, because it's the return that comes, with the heads in beds, and the investment that we make, it always comes back in the area of sales tax. It always comes back, and we are a sales tax-driven organization. And so we have plenty of conversations around here about how much we should be investing with Experience Columbus and how much we should be investing with the Greater Columbus Sports Commission, and whether when Brian and Linda come asking if the dollar amount may or may not be appropriate, but the investment is always appropriate, because the return on the investment is always real. And I've made the argument to people on a regular basis that investing in sports, whether, as Linda always comes up and so eloquently talks about, whether we're investing in youth sports, high school sports, college sports, or professional sports, it drives dollars back into this economy, whether they're heads in beds, or sometimes it's just people visiting restaurants, people visiting bars. Sometimes it's just, they're simple things, but it always drives money back into, sales tax dollars back into what we're doing here, which then allows for us to do all the things that everybody sitting at this dais wants to do on a regular basis, or the directors that are sitting out in the audience want to be able to do on behalf of the people that are on the back wall, every resident, every day. And so it's a very, very smart ROI, a very, very smart one-to-one investment that we make. And so, it's been, from that perspective, I always have said, I believe that it's a very easy decision for us to make in terms of whether or not we make the investment. The question's always about the size of the investment. And that's your guys' job to come and talk to us about, the reasons why. And you guys have always been very, very good at putting together the proposals as to why. And then we have to sit back and decide, whether those things match, what we decide is important. But it's always been a very good conversation between, your side and our side about, what you believe is the right investment, and whether we think that matches what we should do. And so it's been 4 years. It's been a very good back and forth, and we appreciate the work that you guys do on behalf of the residents of Franklin County, and the work and the relationship that we have in having these conversations. So and the work that you guys do with our economic development teams. So thank you.
Commissioner, if I may.
Please.
Thank you, Commissioners. Chris Long, Deputy County Administrator. I also just wanted to lift up what was mentioned and the intentionality of investing in girls and women's sports. There are not many communities in this country that do this. And the leadership of this board, leadership, frankly, Linda Logan, of you, when you came into that position, it matters. It has economic reality and ROI, as has been indicated, but it includes the entire community from the get-go. It is not an afterthought, and it hasn't been an afterthought from the beginning, and it is seen, it matters, and I think this community sees it, and we can see the ROI as we go forward. So thank you, it's recognized, and we are lucky to be in this community, lucky to have leadership of this board and the organization surrounding it. Thank you.
All right.
All right. If there are no additional comments or questions, move for approval Resolution 27626.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution 276-26 has been adopted. Resolution 277-26, resolution authorizing a funding agreement with the Kaleidoscope Youth Center to provide transitional housing supportive services in Franklin County in the amount of $500,000.
Good morning, Commissioners, County Administration. In honor of the month that we're in, and talking about sports, President O'Grady, please continue to age in reverse. We have a lot of Brown Super Bowls to watch. So continue to age the way that you are. But for our second resolution, the Franklin County Board of Commissioners desires to support Franklin County residents experiencing homelessness or at risk of homelessness. With the passing of this resolution, Franklin County will commit a portion of its general revenue funds to the Kaleidoscope Youth Center Transitional Housing Supportive Services Program for the purpose of providing supportive services that engage individuals experiencing homelessness and connect them to the appropriate community resources. This resolution will also authorize the county administrator to execute the funding agreement. The Franklin County Board of Commissioners will be ratifying all actions taken prior to the execution of this agreement to allow the contract term to begin on January 1st, 2026, and extend through December 31st, 2027. Pending any questions, we respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
There are no comments or questions. Move for approval of Resolution 27726.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution 27726 has been adopted.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, guys. To Economic Engagement and Community Development.
Resolution 27826, resolution authorizing a grant agreement with Neighborhood Design Center to support youth workforce development and community revitalization through design-based learning
Bless you.
programs in the amount of $150,000.
Good morning, Commissioners, excuse me, and County Administration, Prosecuting Attorney Favor, and Drina Austin serving as Director of Economic Engagement and Community Development. Commissioners, prior to presenting, we'd like to thank the Office of Economic Development and Planning and also the Prosecuting Attorney's Office for their partnership and collaboration on the resolutions we're seeking your approvals for today. The first authorizes a grant agreement with the Neighborhood Design Center to support youth workforce development and community restoration through their Youth CoLab program, a hands-on learning initiative that prepares youth people for careers in design while improving the neighborhood for $150,000. The Youth CoLab program serves ages 14 to 18 through 3 phases. In the spring, 25 to 35 youth are introduced to careers like architectural, planning, and design. In the summer, 9 to 12 youth participate in a paid 7-week internship where they gain hands-on experience and visit job sites and work on real community projects. And in the fall, 12 to 40 youth receive continued mentorship, career guidance, and support towards jobs and education. The youth program will engage in a project along Cleveland Avenue to restore and to improve the area along, in the Linden area along Cleveland Avenue again near Columbus Metropolitan Library, excuse me. This model is already producing real results. From 2023 to 2025, 42 youth participated, 3 community projects were completed, and 18 community partners engaged in this work. It shows a strong pipeline, with 1 participant now studying architecture at The Ohio State University and also working with the program, 5 participants securing internships with design firms, and 4 pursuing college majors in design-related fields. The project has also created visible community impact. In the Easton area, youth transformed a vacant lot into an active community space alongside partners like Directions for Youth and Families and also the Mid-Ohio Food Collective. And at the All People's Fresh Market in South Columbus, they supported improvements and increased access to fresh food, strengthening the area. And so the program is doing 2 things at once. It is building career pipeways for Franklin County youth and also delivering real neighborhood improvements. Founded in 1982 with over 40 years' experience, the initiative has sound sustainability and has built a strong partner base with partners such as the Columbus Foundation, the City of Columbus, The Ohio State University, and CODA. NDC also collaborates intentionally with community partners on each project to ensure that the work is driven locally. The Neighborhood Design Center aligns with your Rise Together Poverty Blueprint, goals number 4, 11, and 13, and supports workforce development and community engagement pillars of our office. And also Commissioners Glennon Sweeney, Director of Community Programs and Outreach, Kaleb Duarte, Youth CoLab Program Coordinator, and Riahna Jackson, Youth CoLab Participant and the new Program Coordinator for the program, are all present to share remarks and to share testimonials of the program's success, and thereafter we respectfully request your approvals.
All right. Good morning to the Board of Commissioners. Thank you for having us today. I know we talked about our aging population, but I hope we can talk about our youth for a brief moment. My name is Kaleb Duarte. I am a program coordinator at the Neighborhood Design Center, and I'm also in my 4th year studying architecture at the Knowlton School over at Ohio State. I'd like to stress that the Youth CoLab is the model for how we should be engaging not just the 90,000 high school-age youth here in Franklin County, but our communities at large in social change. The CoLab is not about propping up our youth as trophy stakeholders, but as the physical agents of change. It's about agency and ownership. We're about realizing changes to our built environment that is ultimately community-led. I bore witness to the power that the Union of Design, Education, and Impact has had on the interns through the CoLab Studio, which is our 7-week summer internship, paid internship program for high school age youth. And as the program coordinator for the CoLab, it's fundamentally altered my career trajectory. As I mentioned previously, I studied architecture at Ohio State, and my intention as I entered college was to serve the private industry that develops our built environment for our growing region. But as I've witnessed the impact on the interns and being a part of that, the labor for community change myself, I saw design not only as a tool to make our built environment beautiful, but as a tool for risk prevention, community empowerment, and ownership. Here's the reality, though. The profession of architecture, or broadly design in general, is not a meritocracy. It's a measure of who has access to education, capital, and networks, and those who do not. For many of our interns in the communities that the Neighborhood Design Center serves, they're not met. Our interns typically haven't met an architect or a professional artist or a planner. This results in a field that is largely dominated by those with political and economic power. In a region growing so rapidly, how can we expect the future purveyors of our built environment to serve our neighborhoods if they're not representative of the neighborhoods themselves? The Youth CoLab extends access to design to kids who would have otherwise never considered it a possibility. I'd also like to point out that this line of work is not done just through public dollars, but by successful partnerships with private industry. To date, we've partnered with over 10 design and planning firms, with more on the way, many of whom have provided everything from cash donations, site visits to their professional offices, giving our interns hands-on experience with those kinds of environments, and even extra pairs of hands to actually build their designs on site. So yes, professional licensed architects are actually building the designs of, say, like our 14 to 18-year-old youth, which is a pretty wonderful sight to see. So not only is the CoLab a model for high-impact community engagement, but how we partner with industry in implementing this change as well. My time with the CoLab and the Neighborhood Design Center has helped me position my career as a public servant, seeking ways to use design as a vehicle for social change. Now I serve as an area commissioner for the city of Columbus, as an extension of my desire to lead alongside neighbors. It has positioned me to be an advocate for those in my discipline and as a community organizer to rally my community for social change. Riahna, who you will just meet right after I am done speaking, is a perfect example for how community-led impact positions our neighborhoods for sustainable growth. There are thousands more of Riahna in our county that deserve the same investment in their future. Again, we thank you for the opportunity to share the work of the Youth CoLab, and I'd like to pass it off to Riahna Jackson, who was a previous intern through our program and now program coordinator and undergraduate at Ohio State.
Thank you, Kaleb. Sorry for the congestion. Allergy season is low-key getting me. But good morning. I'm Riahna. I'm now technically a second-year undergraduate student at The Ohio State University, studying architecture as well as minoring in African American history. And you know a little bit about the CoLab already. I myself was a part of this program last summer, working as a student intern alongside 9 other young interns from my community. This program and its impact has shaped my understanding of not only myself, but also my community. So when I interned last summer as a participant, I was a recent high school graduate with no clear picture of what I wanted to do in my future or what it truly entailed. I know my interest in design was there inside my conscience somewhere, but I was never really able to explore that with what I had been offered. Our work site over the summer was Columbus's South Side at 945 Parsons Avenue, the All People's Fresh Market, which is a key staple for the South Side community that offers thousands of pounds of fresh produce throughout the week for families in need. And after participating in the CoLab, it helped better shape my understanding of design and my community of the South Side of Columbus. Not only did we get to see real change being made from work that I designed and implemented, but it also gave me the experience and the confidence to walk into my first year of college with something valuable and never feeling too out of place for my peers. Overall, the internship has better helped me prepare for my future endeavors in more ways than one. from the design lessons that helped me get a head start in my first year of architecture school, to the introduction of networking with professionals and opening my eyes to things that have never been accessible to me otherwise. And I cannot forget the impact on the community. Not only did I get to do real design work with real clients and get real work experience, but I was also able to view change in the area in which we worked on this summer. Where at first maybe the South Side wasn't a place I would necessarily boast about, my perspective has definitely transformed completely into one of pride about my community. And I'm not the only one that feels that way about the changes to the South Side that we made to Columbus this summer, or last summer, sorry. My former colleague, Ronnie, has said, and I quote, "I view the South Side differently now." He talks about the South Side and the slightly misleading representation it gives, yet he ends it off with, "There's good people, genuinely good people." Thank you so much for listening. I'm going to pass it off to Glennon now.
Hello. Thank you so much for giving us some time today. I'm Glennon Sweeney. I'm Director of Community Programs and Outreach at the Neighborhood Design Center. The Youth CoLab program falls under my responsibilities. And I want to talk a little bit about the impact of our program on the broader community, if I may. Youth CoLab has invested $45,000 in local small businesses and nonprofits in the 3 years we have run our summer studio. We've done this through these urban interventions. In 2023, our youth designed and implemented beautification for Rambling House Soda Shop, an Old North Columbus small business, which included new paint and patio improvements. In 2024, our youth designed and implemented, as was referred to, an activation of the Mid-Ohio Prosperity Center's parking lot in Eastland, creating an activity center to ignite the space prior to renovation. And last year, as Riahna talked about, our youth designed and implemented improvements for All People's Fresh Market on Columbus's south side, creating a new mural on the south wall of the building, activating the parking lot with a new queue line, games, and a sunshade in addition to landscaping. We have 4 graduates currently attending, we have 3 currently attending architecture school and 2 more who are in the process of going next year, so they're rising freshmen in college in Ohio studying design fields to our graduates of our program. Our Spring and Great Gauge Workshop series has enabled us to build partnerships with local schools and educational organizations like Directions for Youth and Families, Franklinton High School, Columbus Metropolitan Library, and Lead the Way Learning Academy, among others. This helps us identify the next neighborhood and build a pipeline of interested students for our summer studio, because we really try to hire kids who live in the neighborhood. Because as you can see, this changes the way they view space and place. And how we view place matters. It impacts who we are and how we view ourselves. If we think our neighborhood is disinvested, we might think we're not worth investment. If we can see investment in our neighborhood, we might feel like we're worth something, right? And this is changing the way. I spent a decade at the Kirwan Institute prior to leaving academia and coming to Neighborhood Design Center studying inequality. And for me, that's the ballgame, when kids view place differently and view themselves as agents of change in their neighborhood. And that's what this program can do. We are also working with organizations. We're also working to partner with organizations offering similar but different youth workforce development opportunities to enhance our reach and the experience for our youth. For example, this summer our youth will be visiting the Erase the Space and Dipped Custom Prints Art Entrepreneurship Program. While both programs are running concurrently this summer, our youth will be designing our program t-shirts and having a firm visit with Dipped to learn about screen printing, printing their shirts, meeting the youth involved with the Dipped program, and they will together take a walking tour of the Near East Side, focusing on the historical and contemporary land use policies and practices that have made the community what it is today. Then, during our final celebration on July 24th, to which you are all invited, the Dipped youth will be selling the art they created in their program at our site. So we're going to have some exchange crossover there. And we are particularly excited to further build out CoLab Bridge, the final component of the program, which acts to mentor youth and work with summer studio graduates who wish to pursue design fields, providing them with tools, experiences, and relationships to help them get into the program of their choice for college. The Neighborhood Design Center, we believe that design should be a right, not a privilege. And we are so grateful for the opportunity that this funding will provide for us to grow this mission through our Youth CoLab program. Thank you very much for your time. Sorry.
please.
President O'Grady, thank you. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for talking about your experience with CoLab and how that has put you all on a path to having your dreams be realized as you go to school and beyond. And really appreciate what you all have done for the community, especially on the South Side. I represented the South Side when I was in the legislature, and I think that it is a place that, especially like the Parsons corridor, where there has been disinvestment, you can see how on one side of the street things are thriving and blooming, and on the other, not so much. And so it's definitely a place that continues to need love and support and uplifting. So thank you for that. I guess my question is, how would a student learn about the Neighborhood Design Center, the CoLab program, or, that there's an opportunity for a paid internship? How do, outside of, I know you work with community partners, but do you actively recruit students? How would I find out?
Yes, so we actually do this through our partners and with our CoLab staff. So we do workshops. Some of our spring workshops are done, right now, we just did a workshop at the Linden Library, which is literally right next door to our site for this coming summer, to recruit local kids. We work with local high schools and schools to send our recruitment flyers out. We have 30-something? About 30 applicants so far for this summer. So it's been effective. We use our social media. We also reach out to past applicants. And so, for example, we are in Linden this summer because we had so many applicants from Linden and Northland last year. And we opted to go with the kids closer to our South Side site because these kids were younger. We knew we were going to have another year. We invited them all to apply, and most of them have. Again, this summer, to be in a program in their own neighborhood where we think that'll have greater impact on them as well. So basically, it's everything. We publicize on social media. We use our newsletters. We go through our friends. So Race to Space has been very helpful. That's a nonprofit organization that facilitates classroom exchanges. They're super networked with teachers, and so I happen to be on that board of directors, and so Derek helps us by pushing out. And we are also advertising our programs together with the DIPT in a Race to Space program. And so kids are able to choose both, and we're going to sit down with DIPT and talk about which kids would be a better fit for each. And so we are really trying to collaborate with existing programs to enhance each other as well.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
All right. If there are no additional comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 27826.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution 27826 has been adopted. Resolution 27926, resolution authorizing a contract amendment with Freedom Equity Incorporated to support small business development, resource coordination, and economic opportunity through expansion of the Build, Grow, Go platform in the amount of $1,550,000.
Commissioners, the next resolution seeks your approval of a contract amendment with Freedom Equity to support small business growth, expand access to capital and critical resources through the rollout of the Build, Grow, Go platform. Freedom Equity is a trusted partner. Their focus has been to help small businesses grow, scale, and sustain, especially those who struggle to access traditional funding. Since receiving Franklin County's support in 2024, they've used these funds responsibly, building strong results. Over $350,000 in high-interest debt have been refinanced, saving small businesses more than $120,000 in interest. They've also deployed over $972,000 in loans to 19 small businesses. All were intentionally low-interest loans, making them more accessible and sustainable with under 5%. Roughly 63% of those businesses would not have qualified for traditional funding. They've also supported over 200 small businesses with technical assistance, helping business owners build stronger, more sustainable operations. This has enhanced Franklin County's economic impact with 61 jobs retained and 18 new jobs created. And from a fiscal standpoint, they've been responsible stewards, charging off only a small percentage of the loans that they've deployed. They've held remaining funds in low-interest-bearing accounts, and they've completed a clean, independent audit with no findings. And last year, they have become the Community Development Financial Institution, which strengthens their sustainability and also gives them the opportunity to deploy additional funds within the community. FEI also has a strong partner base with partners such as the State of Ohio, J.P. Morgan Chase Foundation, Huntington Bank, Key Bank, First Merchants Bank, and more. And the approval of the amendment will seek to build on that success by increasing the existing contract from $1,500,000 to $1,550,000 to support the rollout of the Build, Grow, Go platform. This is a platform, again, that is designed to be a hub for small businesses, connecting entrepreneurs and new business owners to technical assistance, capital, and contracting opportunities. Instead of residents guessing where they need to go for help, they will have a platform that guides as a tangible tool to connect them to relevant support quickly. The pilot phase of this program is set to launch on May the 27th, and it's expected to onboard 1,000 small businesses and facilitate more than $5 million in capital and contracting opportunities. The initiative aligns with your Rise Together Poverty Blueprint, goals number 1, 3, 7, 9, and 10, and supports the pillars of our office under economic opportunity, workforce development, and community engagement. And Commissioners J. Avery Frost, Freedom Equity's President and CEO, is available to address any lingering concerns and share remarks, and thereafter we respectfully request your approvals.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for having me back here today, and thank you for your ongoing support of Freedom Equity and the work that we do. Just to tap in a little bit to some of the comments and provide some more context. So we were incorporated in 2021 to set ourselves up to be an alternative lender for predominantly black-owned businesses here in Central Ohio and Franklin County. And since 2021, we have originated $4.5 million worth of loans, microloans to small businesses here in Franklin County. And the numbers that were just reported, the 972,000 were resultant of the grant that you all provided to us in 2024. And so of those, so we did 4.5 million. We're currently actually managing 3.9 million across 50 loans for 8 funders. And so I wanted to point that out because we do manage our own loans, but we also manage loans for the City of Columbus, yourselves, J.P. Morgan Chase through the Accelerate Her program, as well as the Columbus Region Green Fund. We provide underwriting services and portfolio management for them as well. So in addition to lending, we provide technical assistance and capacity building services for any small business owner that comes into our doors. And but what we've noticed, like we can do what we can, and the Entrepreneurial Support Organization, or ESO network, they do what they can here in the city, but it's pretty fragmented, and there's been some difficulty for people navigating that system. And we have seen that ourselves with our borrowers. We'll refer them to someone, and they may not be able to have the engagement that they need to. So what we were trying to do for ourselves was identify some software that'll make it easier to put all of this in one place and help them navigate the network and the plethora of resources. Like, we don't need more resources, but we do need a tool to help navigate those resources a little bit better. So that's why we've identified a software which is called Cypher, and it's world-class, and I mean that. The World Cup is using it right now in every host city in America to get small businesses engaged and to participate in the contract opportunities. So like when Experience Columbus was speaking, I was like, that's perfect, because we'll be able to put the opportunities, or similarly, we can partner with them and make sure that the small businesses are aware of the opportunities and they can participate in a bigger way. So this tool uses AI to do a 360 business assessment. We can see where the businesses are and where they're trying to go, provide a readiness score, and connect them within the site to ESOs. So we already are partnering with like Small Business Development Center, Minority Business Assistance Center, the City of Columbus through their small business work, Columbus Empowerment Corporation, among others. So you can click right through directly. But then on the backside, we can see how well is the engagement really going, where have they been, what do they need. So instead of a small business having to do 100 assessments, they could do one, and we can all see that same assessment. So that'll be great. But additionally, we connect using Plaid. So there's a whole documents repository. So they don't have to generate financial statements. There's a very large gap that no matter what we do, there's still a challenge generating financial statements. So we can do that, their contracts, business plans, all the things within the site, as well as people like myself. We really want this to find better borrowers. And so this helps connect capital providers. So I've talked to other CDFIs and traditional financial institutions, such as West Banco, Chase, Key, and some others. And the concept or the thought is, well, we all have the same challenge. And so we'll be able to see Where have they been? How are they working with that? And use that actually as kind of capital in their underwriting scores. And lastly, but definitely most important in my opinion, is the contract connections. And so that was, I think, the thing that got the city over the hump. But in it, we will preload what are the needs and the requirements to do business with the county or do business with the city or whomever. Is it liability insurance? Is it a set bonding, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? And if you say that you want to do business with the county, we'll give you that readiness score and we'll get you connected to the things that you need to actually be ready. And then also there's a whole section where you can click in and see what are the RFPs and what are the available resources. And so we would work in concert with your purchasing team to make sure that the small businesses have access to the contracts that they're available for. And so that is what Build, Grow, Go is in a short.
Thank you.
Yeah.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 27926.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Abstain.
Resolution 27926 has been adopted with Commissioner Boyce's noted abstention.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you. Adjourn to Justice Policy and Program.
Resolution number 28026, resolution authorizing a professional service contract agreement with Jordan Rogers for peer support and case management services for justice-involved residents served through the Franklin County Rapid Resource Centers in the amount of $28,512.
Good morning, Commissioners and County Administration. Melissa Pearson, Chief Operating Officer with the Franklin County Office of Justice Policy and Programs. With support from the Board of Commissioners, the Franklin County Office of Justice Policy and Programs operates a Rapid Resource Center at both the Jackson Pike and James A. Carnes Correctional Centers to address barriers and support the immediate needs of individuals released. Mr. Rogers will provide peer and case management services, assist with navigating linkage to substance use treatment services, help to develop post-release transition plans based on recovery goals, and provide referral and linkage to other identified appropriate community-based health and human services that will support engagement in treatment services and a successful return home. This contract period begins May 19, 2026, and ends December 31, 2026, with the option to renew at the end of the calendar year. This resolution aligns with Goal 2 of the Rise Together for Reducing Poverty, and pending any questions, I would ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 28026.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution 28026 has been adopted. Resolution 28126, resolution authorizing an extension and modification to the subgrant award agreement with Godman Guild Association for Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention Programming under the FY 2023 Title II Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention Formula Block Grant in the amount of $3,464.74.
Commissioners, as stated, Godman Guild was originally awarded an FY23 Title II grant in the amount of $25,000 to support their youth and young adult workforce development program, which provides STEM-centered career exploration and development. Based on their compliance with grant requirements and exceeding their original performance goals, we are seeking to modify and increase their award by $3,464.74 for a new award total of $28,464.74. Additional funding will support services for an additional 18 to 20 youth. This resolution supports Goal 9 of the Rise Together Blueprint for Reducing Poverty, and pending any questions, we would ask for your approval of this modification.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 281-26.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution 28126 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Purchasing.
Resolution number 28226, resolution authorizing a transfer of general fund appropriations to support the purchase of replacement equipment for the Franklin County Print Shop.
Good morning, Commissioners and County Administration. Megan Perry Balanier, Director of Purchasing.
Good morning.
This resolution requests your approval of a transfer of appropriations in the amount of $21,311. The Purchasing Department previously received approval of $100,000 for replacement equipment in the print shop for fiscal year 2026. Recent mechanical issues have accelerated the need to procure the contemplated units now, which include a hole punch unit, a book coil binder, and a perforator and scoring machine. The cost for 2026 is $121,311, necessitating this transfer of funds.
Pending any questions, I respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 28226.
I just want to say the print shop does great work. Second.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution 28226 has been adopted. Resolution 28326, resolution authorizing contract modifications and extensions with 35 temporary staffing providers for use by any Franklin County agency, court, board, or commission in the amount of $5 million.
Commissioners, as stated, this resolution requests your approval of contract modifications and extensions with temporary staffing providers. The county approved 40 contracts in May of 2023. Those contracts were effective for a 3-year period. 35 of these providers have agreed to extend their contract for an additional 2-year period and to modify the terms to clarify insurance requirements. The total financial obligation of the county will not exceed $5 million among all vendors during the term of this extension. Pending any questions, I respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 28326.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution 28326 has been adopted. Resolution 28426, resolution approving purchases for various Franklin County agencies in the amount of $1,118,411.18.
This resolution, Commissioners, requests your approval of 75 agency purchase orders. The county auditor has pre-certified available funding, and pending any questions, I respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 284-26.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution 28426 has been adopted. Resolution 28926, resolution approving one purchase for the Franklin County Coroner's Office in the amount of $4,046.32.
As stated, this resolution requests your approval of one purchase order. Funding has been pre-certified, and pending any questions, I respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 28926.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution 28926 has been adopted. Resolution 28526, resolution approving purchases for various Franklin County agencies in the amount of $3,150.
This resolution, Commissioners, request your approval of two purchase orders. Funding has been pre-certified. Pending any questions, I respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
No comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 28526.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce. Resolution 28526 has been adopted with Commissioner Boyce's noted abstention. Resolution 28626, resolution approving purchases for various Franklin County agencies in the amount of $2,550.
And finally, Commissioners, this resolution requests your approval of two purchase orders. Funding has been pre-certified. Pending any questions, I respectfully request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 28626.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Abstain.
Resolution 28626 has been adopted with Commissioner Boyce's noted abstention.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Board of Commissioners.
Resolution 28726, resolution approving a contract with Franklin County Public Health for an illicit discharge compliance program addressing the elimination of illicit connections to the county's municipal separate storm sewer system.
Good morning, Commissioners. Zach Tularic with the Office of Management and Budget. This resolution would approve a continuation of an agreement with Franklin County Public Health, first authorized in 2023, related to the consent order associated with the county's National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System, or NPDES permit. This agreement will assist Franklin County Public Health with its responsibilities to address failing household sewage treatment systems and connecting homes to sanitary sewers. Pending any questions, would ask for your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 28726.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution 28726 has been adopted. Resolution 28826, resolution authorizing the execution of the Fourth Amendment to the amended and restated lease agreement between Franklin County, the City of Columbus, and the Columbus Zoological Park Association.
Commissioners, the current lease with the Columbus Zoo expires on December 31st, 2037. This Fourth Amendment would extend that lease for an additional 30 years through the end of 2067 in order to permit the Columbus Zoo to develop the property and potentially secure long-term financing for various improvements. Pending any questions, would ask for your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 28826.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Abstain.
Resolution 28826 has been adopted with Commissioner O'Grady's noted abstention.
Mr. Clerk, are there any journalizations?
Yes, Mr. President, we have two. Pursuant to Resolution Number 57325, the Clerk to the Board of Commissioners is required to journalize the following actions. On Monday, April 27, 2026, the Chief of Economic Innovations and Development provided notice to the Clerk to the Board of Commissioners of the following approvals by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. HUD approval of substantial amendments to the 2019 Annual Action Plan. The Board of Commissioners previously approved these substantial amendments on November 25th, 2025, Resolution 087225. This journalization further reflects that on Thursday, April 23rd, 2026, HUD approved EDP's substantial amendments to the 2019 Annual Action Plan. HUD's final approval of substantial amendments to the 2019 AAP are hereby journalized. And the final. The document presented today has been sent to each of your offices by email and is being journalized in accordance with the following resolutions. Resolution number 39224, intergovernmental agreements. The clerk's office has tracked each contract signed by the county administrator under this authority as required by the resolution. The list provided today will be included in the meeting minutes.
Thank you, and we stand adjourned.
Happy Tuesday, everyone.
Happy Election Day.